Now, children, we have already discussed about what is weathering. Now, I had said that weathering means the breaking down of rocks, or it means the disintegration or the decomposition of rocks due to various factors. Now, today we are going to discuss these factors, that what are the different factors upon which weathering or the breaking of rocks depend. Now, there are several factors. Now, here you can see there are 5 factors that I have named over here. First one is climate, second one is the type of rocks, third is topography, fourth is the presence of vegetation, and fifth is the human activities. Now we are going to discuss about these factors one by one. Now first one is the climate. Now what about climate? Now climate really means that the type of temperature, humidity, precipitation and all such factors, pressure conditions. So depending upon the climate, weathering takes place. So what type of weathering will take place, or how will the rock break, and how it will break down or decompose or disintegrate will depend upon what type of climate the rock is existing in. So we may say that decomposition of rocks is common in the warm and the humid places, while disintegration is a common occurrence in the dry arid regions of the globe. So that means wherever it is hot and humid, the rocks will have chemical weathering or decomposition will go on, where the mineral composition of the rocks will change. But wherever it is warm and hot and then there is a dry climate, you will arid meaning dry climate, so there the rocks will crumble into pieces but will not change, the mineral composition of the rocks will not change. So that is how climate of a region, depending upon that the rocks they weather. Now the second is the type of rocks. Now what the rock is made up of. The weathering depends upon what the rock is made up of. So now some rocks may be soft and some may be hard depending upon the mineral composition of the rocks. Now some minerals again are more soluble and others absorb water more easily, while others make the rock more hard and resistant. So like for example, we have done that chalk or limestone is a very soft rock, and if you put water in it, it will just be dissolved in water and the rock will not remain anymore, it will be soluble in water. So in that case the rock weathers or decomposes in water. So depending upon what the rock is like, whether soft rock or hard rock, the rock may weather in a different manner. Like some rocks which are jointed and these undergo disintegration rapidly. Now third is topography. Topography means the slope of the land. Now that also is a reason why the rocks crumble. Now where the slope of the land is very steep, you will find the rocks are weathered more over there than the slope of the land which is very gentle. So we say often weathering is faster on the steeper slope than the gentler one. So where it is very steep slope, the rocks will get weathered over there very faster. However, soil accumulation is more on the gentle slopes. So slopes receiving more sunshine or rain have a faster rate of weathering. So the gentle slopes will have weathering less, and on top of that the slopes which receive more sunshine or rain will have a faster rate of weathering for the rocks which are on the steep slopes. Now the fourth one is that the presence of vegetation, means the forest cover, or if the land is covered with forests or trees. Now if the land is covered with forest or trees or vegetation type, then you will find weathering is stopping weathering. So it's saying that plant cover shields rocks from the elements of weathering. So if the land is covered with plants, then the weathering will go on less over there. Bare rock surfaces are prone to get weathered faster. So the rock surfaces which are bare, that means where there are no plants and trees, the rocks will get weathered more faster over there. And the fifth point is human activities. That means human beings are also related to weathering. That means the breaking of rocks are happening due to human activities, like building of roads, deforestation, construction of buildings. What happens when you carry on with this kind of work, the rocks get exposed to the wind and rain, and that is how they slowly disintegrate and break down or crumble into rock pieces. So that is why we say human activities are also responsible for breaking the rocks, or they help the rocks to crumble. So that is why we say human activities are also responsible. So these are all the factors that we just now discussed, that is climate, type of rocks, topography, presence of vegetation, human activities are all the reasons or responsible for breaking the rocks into pieces, that is weathering. Now we are going to discuss about the three types of weathering. We are done with the factors. Now what we are going to discuss about is the three types of weathering. Now the three types of weathering are physical weathering, chemical weathering and biological weathering. But today I will only discuss what is physical weathering. Now physical weathering means the breaking down of rocks due to physically, that means there is no mineral change or there is no change in composition of the rocks whatsoever. So whatever the rock is, it just breaks into small pieces and remains over there. So the bigger rock or the mother rock just breaks into pieces and changes into small bits of rocks. But there is no other compositional change in that rock. So the mother rock and the smaller pieces of rocks look exactly the same. So that is why it is called physical weathering. That means only a big rock breaks into a small one, but there is no other change over there. So that is termed as physical weathering. Now, physical weathering can be various types. So now we are going to discuss about the different types of physical weathering. Now the first type of physical weathering is called granular disintegration. Now granular, that word granular has come from the word grains. So that means when due to temperature rise during the day, minerals in the rocks expand, and when the temperature falls at night, they contract. So what is really happening is in the arid regions or in the dry desert regions where the rocks are composed to a lot of heat, what happens due to the high heat during the daytime, the minerals of the rocks, they expand. And at night time when the temperature falls, the minerals of the rocks again contract to the original size. So due to this kind of expansion and contraction taking place every morning and every night, what really happens is you find that there are cracks on the body of the rock. Like you can see over there in this picture that there are cracks all over in the body of the rock due to the regular expansion and contraction going on. And then later, after many years, you will find the body of the rock is breaking down or crumbling into small pieces. Now you can see in this picture that there are crumbs and broken pieces of the rocks fallen at the base of that mother rock. So the bigger rock breaks into small pieces or grains of rocks may be found along it. So that is what is called granular disintegration. You can find that in the desert region. Now the next type of physical weathering is block disintegration. Now here you will find the rocks have broken up into chunks or into blocks. Now the reason is the same, that is in the desert region, some rocks are exposed to heat and light, and what happens in the morning, the minerals of the rocks expand due to heat, and again at night the minerals of the rocks contract due to the temperature fall. So that is what is happening every day. It is the minerals are expanding and contracting, and due to such change you will find after many years some rocks are showing this block disintegration. That means chunks of the rocks fall down as blocks from the mother rock, but there is no chemical change in these rocks. The minerals remain the same, but it is only that the bigger rock breaks into small blocks of rocks and fall along, and that is called block disintegration. Now the third type of physical weathering which goes on in the deserts again is called exfoliation. Exfoliation, you will find over here only it is written for rapid expansion and contraction of the layers, the rocks peel off. That means again here because of the same reason that the rocks are exposed to a lot of heat and light, and in the morning the rock minerals expand, and at night when the temperature falls the minerals again contract. So due to this regular expansion and contraction of the minerals of the rocks, you will find that there are cracks happening on the body of the rock. You can see it in the picture that cracks have developed on the body of the rock, and slowly after many years you will find the rock is peeling off. Now in this case these are not granular disintegration, the outer surface of the rock starts peeling off like onion. Like if you have seen an onion, if you try peeling it off, it opens by layer. So over here also in case of exfoliation, what happens, the outer layer of the rocks falls off and then the inner surface is exposed. Again in the next year or in 2-3 years, whatever the inner layer was exposed, now it will be again peeling off and the innermost layer is exposed, and slowly will find the mother rock has broken down into pieces by exfoliation method, that is by peeling off method, just like an onion. So that is what is exfoliation. Now, the last one or the fourth one of the physical weathering is frost action. Now, the word frost means ice. So, what really happens is in the cold temperature at high altitudes, that means high up on the mountains, when there are cracks in between the rocks, like over here you will find in the picture there are cracks in between the rocks. Now, at night what happens if there is rain or something, or if there is water accumulation inside the cracks. Now at night when the temperature falls, that water inside that crack, it solidifies into ice and the volume increases. Now what really happens is that when the ice is made, it starts exerting pressure on the sides of the crack, and slowly in the second picture you can see that when the ice has developed, the water has changed into ice, it has start giving pressure to the sides, and that is how the rock starts crumbling down. Now again in the morning, the ice which had developed at night turns into water again. So, and again during the next day you will find that again the same water has turned into frost or ice. So this kind of regular thing is going on. The water changes into liquid form and again changes into ice form. So that is how, with this regular contraction and the formation of ice and all, you will find slowly the rocks break up and crumble into pieces, and you will find them that they are accumulated on the bed of, or at the bottom of the bigger rock. So that is how we say due to frost action the rocks break up or disintegrate into smaller pieces. But again I am telling you that there will be no change of minerals in these kind of weathering. So all the four types of weathering that we have done just now, that is parts of physical weathering, that is granular disintegration, block disintegration, exfoliation and frost action, only the rocks break and change into small pieces of rocks. But there is no chemical change in these rocks. The mother rock and the broken rocks look the same. So this is all about the physical weathering that we have discussed just now. Next day we will discuss about chemical weathering and the biological weathering. Thank you so much.